On this episode of As We Proceed, Mr. Kanye West ends our hunger strike with this new album, YANDHI, coming out this Friday. Post Malone might have pissed off the mighty Pazuzu, and Brockhampton gives birth to their RCA-labeled debut of Iridescence. This is As We Proceed.
Yes. This is the official podcast of the Lynn miming community.
Ooh.
So welcome. Get excited, guys. I'll do a little message for you. We're stuck in a box.
Okay.
Before we get going on this lovely wave of topics, I would like to issue an apology for the horrendous pile of stereotypical podcasts that we gave you last month. I was really not happy with the episode.
Were you really?
I gave a horrible.
I think we gave an amazing performance.
Well, the audience seems to like it, but
Yeah,
I was not happy with myself.
You don't have to apologize.
I
It's fine.
was a rambling disaster that episode.
Okay.
Just a rambling disaster. Like, I did not put my thoughts together coherently.
Yeah,
I should have came more prepared with listening to the Kamikaze more than once. That would have been good.
You only listened to it one time?
Yeah, because I hate Eminem so much. I was like, I'm only gonna put myself through that once. I should have listened to it twice. Just
I'm only gonna forgive you if you promise never to do that again. Never.
I absolutely no. It will never happen again.
Because I'm not gonna sit. What we're not gonna do is have a podcast where you listen to every album once.
Well, no, I've never done it before, and I'll never do it
cool.
again. But you have to promise me something. We never review an Eminem album again.
I can't promise that. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, motherfucker, I'm walking away next time.
Come on,
Okay.
don't be such a little baby. You're gonna tell me if an Eminem album comes up, you really won't show up to set.
I'm kidding. But
Okay,
we'll have a little negotiation here.
All right.
If I agree to never do an Eminem album again, as if you agree for us to never review an Eminem album, I will refrain from having us review another Lil Yachty album.
No, I'm okay with reviewing Lil Boat. I have no problem reviewing Lil Boat. I don't have a problem with reviewing Lil Boat. I don't have like a vendetta against Lil Boat. The way you have a vendetta against Eminem.
Eminem, retire from music so we don't have to talk about you again. Please.
You're already starting again.
Yeah. No. That's all. No, that's all.
That's all you want to get for just?
That's all. I just wanted to issue an apologize. I just wanted to issue an apology for a terrible performance, and my only goal for this episode is to not be that fucking scattered again.
All right, well, let's move on to our first story because, it's from one controversial figure to another. Mr. Kanye West.
Yes.
Looks like he's dropping a new album this week. Look, would you looky there? September's just
Kanye's been a busy man this year.
I mean, you think the summer was over, but not with these hot releases.
That was fucking awful. I think I might walk off now. Look at this album.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great 2.5 years.
Yuckmaster Segundo over there.
I know. So YANDHI's coming out this Friday.
Well, hey, that's Saturday. So he's gonna
Saturday. I'm sorry.
He's gonna pull what he did with Life of Pablo because he's performing on the season premiere of Saturday Night Live this weekend.
Yeah.
So he's gonna release that album during his performance. So.
Which is gonna be pretty cool. I mean, what do you think about this?
I don't know.
From somebody like you, who I want to get your take on this because that looks a lot like another album cover.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, he's
putting it on bus stops. I'm kidding.
Yeah, my thing is like he should definitely put that on a T-shirt. I think that would
just the little text bubble
there. Like get Apple to kind of do a little collab.
I'm sure you'll get your wish.
Nice merch drop.
I'm sure that'll be among the 7,000 merchandising options Kanye drops out.
Exactly. What's your take on this whole thing?
Well, 2018 has not been. I've not really been particularly fond of what Kanye West has done this year, to say the least. I mean, I'll give him Kid See Ghost. I'll give him a pass for like that. I'm not a huge Kid Cudi fan. That album is it's fine. I haven't spent a ton of time with it, but it was okay. That album was, but at least it was cohesive. I'll give him that. Everything else he's put out this year has been completely unhinged and insane. I mean, between Ye the album, Ye the AKA PR stunt the album. The fucking Little Pump song he did, I love it, or whatever the hell. I mean, the whole Pornhub Awards thing, the whole sell $7,000 shirts with poorly rendered porn stars on them.
Yeah, and then you also forgot the whole thing with Pusha T and Drake and how.
Yeah, there's that too. Yes, there's that. He's allegedly responsible for leaking the.
Not a fan of any of that stuff.
Leaking. No. So I would be a lot more excited for this album if it wasn't. If Kanye hadn't done the rest of that shit this year. So I'm very cautiously optimistic.
Don't we, huh?
No, it's just I'm just not really too stoked on anything Kanye West is putting out. However, I am, of course, a part of me is still very excited because
it's a small sliver.
A small part of me is holding out hope that it's excellent because Yeezus, as I've said a bajillion times on this fucking podcast, is my favorite Kanye West album, and even. Who knows if this is going to be the spiritual successor of actual full-blown sequel or just something completely different, or maybe Kanye's got lazy, decided not to make any artwork. Who knows? But if it's something, it's
probably going to be the latter.
If it's an aggressive,
Probably
it
the
probably is. Considering what he's done this year, yeah.
Considering what he's done for the second half of his career, from 2011 up until now.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
you're
probably
right. I mean, I think outside of Kids See Ghosts, what was the last time that his project had a cover that didn't look like it was made in 5 minutes?
Fair enough.
Mean, literally, the Ye cover he literally took on the way to the listening party.
In Life of Pablo, I mean...
And dude, Life of Pablo was a poorly rendered Photoshop.
We're not going to sit here and talk about album covers all day. What about the music? Let's talk about what can we expect from Kanye West on YANDHI 9/29/18.
Well, that's an excellent fucking question. Hopefully a bunch of industrial French electronic music inspired shit.
Want?
Oh yeah, I want the house inspired, the crazy ass European techno shit that was on... Industrial shit that was on.
Now, what do you think what I think is...
I don't know what we're going to get. I mean, it's Kanye West.
Let me tell you what I want. I want some amazing, orchestrated, piano, synth-driven, auto-tuned, syrupy Kanye that everyone loves so darn much. Because I think that's when Kanye is at his best, with a little hint of lyricism in there. I think that is the perfect Kanye right there. That's the perfect stew of Kanye ingredients to make it a fine Kanye record. What I think we're going to get is a lot like what we heard on Lil Pump, on the Lil Pump song.
God.
I love it.
Oh, fuck no.
Because I can guarantee you,
God.
listen, I can guarantee you right now that's going to be on the album. Guarantee that's going to be on the album. I love it.
I wouldn't put money on that.
What are you talking about?
Because Kanye will put out
It's
singles.
on the top of the charts. Why would he not put that on the album?
Well, I mean, he could have put Lift Yourself on Ye. That was on the top of the meme charts.
No. Let's be serious for a second.
I was only half kidding.
Yeah, well, I love it. I'm not kidding. I love it. It's like taken off. Like as much as we like to take that song as a joke, that song is like taken off. Like people are like gravitating
that's honestly surprising
heavy towards that record.
I haven't looked.
Can I really call it a record? I don't know.
No, I knew like the video was a fun thing to make fun of for a week.
It's like number 3 or number 2.
It's that fucking high. I haven't looked at the charts in a few. I haven't looked at the charts in a few weeks.
It's a top 10 hit
Holy
as of
hell.
right now. Yeah,
what
which
the
is insane. So I can guarantee that's going to be on the album.
Oh, please, dear God! I mean, that song is a fucking disaster.
I know.
And I am a Little Pump apologist. I can't even.
The thing about Kanye that I find so interesting is whenever people think that we're laughing whenever he thinks that people are laughing with him, we're actually laughing at him, and I don't think he knows the difference. For example, this song, I love it. I think the majority of the internet knows that it's a joke. Or looks at it as a joke, but Kanye thinks it's an actually good record. He actually thinks this is like quality Kanye West, which makes me highly afraid.
I'll give you that. No, see,
probably the scariest thing to come out in this fall season.
I don't think. I thought it was still summer. I'm just kidding. But no, see, I don't think Kanye West thinks that song is a joke. I think that Kanye.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Kanye just does. I don't think he thinks people think it's a joke. I think.
No, that's not what I'm saying either.
I think that. What Kanye just does whatever the fuck he feels like creatively, and I think currently he's just like, you know what? I'ma just have fun.
That's what you think this is?
Yeah, I think I just think Kanye is like,
it's
hey,
a fair take.
I mean the man, like he loves his porn, he loves weird tweeting.
Yep.
That's the phase he's in currently. So he's like, you know what, guys?
He loves crappy album rollouts.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently.
He likes rushing shit.
You really think Kanye's having fun with that? You think that's fun? Being lazy is fun for Kanye West?
Perhaps.
Kanye's a
Maybe
perfectionist.
that's what he's feeling.
But the thing is, Kanye's a perfectionist.
No, see, I think he's putting that perfectionist shit on hold. I mean, considering he's literally finished editing these albums, with the exception, Kids See Ghosts, I believe, is the only completely coherent project. Daytona was pretty coherent, but
yeah, I was gonna say, what the fuck? Where's the love for Daytona?
No, but Ye and the Tiana Taylor album.
Yeah.
Were literally slapped together. I mean, the Tiana Taylor album was fine, but you could tell that it was it didn't feel finished.
Yeah.
The mixing was erratic as fuck, and I'm like, dude. And because he said, and Tiana Taylor said that he was literally finishing the album when they were on the way to the release party, which is a great way to do business in the music industry.
Exactly.
So I'm very, very concerned. I mean, Kanye, I think he's experiencing a midlife crisis. To be honest with you.
Really?
I don't want to, but I'm not saying
that's a pretty bold statement. We're just gonna.
But I'm just
gonna blame it on his old age, aren't we?
Yeah, because
just like you did with Eminem.
look at this man is he was the creative director of a fucking porn award show, which is just hilarious. I mean, I don't know why the hell. I don't know how the hell.
Bringing it back to
but this is what he just. But that I love it was put out in conjunction with that.
Okay.
But I'm saying, look, this is what he's done recently. He's been talking about porn everywhere he goes. He's just he's making weird tweets.
He
talked about Jimmy Kimmel
a few times.
He talked about Jimmy Kimmel. He directed an award show. This all happened in the last couple months.
Okay, but what does it have?
This is going to be a porn concept album.
No, it's not.
That's what it's going to be.
No.
There you go. I just cracked the code.
Oh, for goodness sake. If we're back on the show a month from now talking about the porn album.
Well,
I
we
think
got
I might
a few
have to be
weeks.
done with this show. I might have to.
Alright.
That might have to
Fair
be my
enough.
breaking
Fair
point.
enough. He's a porn shamer.
For goodness. No, I'm not.
Feliciano porn shamer.
I'm not
good
Ted
though.
Cruz. All right.
All right. Well, you
I'm just. I don't wanna
you are.
hear- I don't want to hear an entire album of just him having sex with his wife.
Nor
That's
do
what
I.
don't. But
Nor
I
do
feel
I.
like that's probably where we're headed.
I don't fucking know, man. That's the Kanye West. You don't know what the hell he's gonna do
Yeah.
at the end of the day. I mean, the album. This could be a jazz rap album for all we fucking know.
that'd be
Hell,
amazing.
it could be a mariachi album. Just
That would be
salsa
even better.
music. That would be a great middle finger. I would honestly respect
Oh,
that.
that'd be great.
That would be a
As long
plot
as Lil
twist.
Pup's nowhere near it, I'd be fine with that.
Well, if I love it's on it.
Oh,
then.
can we talk about how Lil Thug? See,
Thug, yep.
Young Thug said that he was not going to talk to Kanye again if he wasn't on YANDHI. Did you see that?
I did not see
Yeah,
that.
YANDHI. He tweeted about YANDHI and Young Thug. We don't have the tweet to show it, but Young Thug's like, I better be on YANDHI or else I'm never talking to you again.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, personally, Young
Just gonna
Thug.
add to
I
that
think,
mountain of pettiness that 2018's been known for this year.
I don't think Young Thug's being serious.
Yeah, but come on.
I don't think.
like,
No, I don't think. I mean, Jeffrey said all sorts of jokes. He got very sad.
So
he
when,
got very
when Young
sad.
Thug's being petty, he's not being serious. But when Nicki Minaj and Drake and Pusha T and Eminem are very adamant about a certain point, they're being petty.
No, I'm just saying is that I think
Christopher bias
I
mainly
think
here.
no. I think that those people are dead serious. I think Young Thug is not serious.
All right.
That's as simple as that. No, I mean, if he was to actually engage in that behavior, he'd be petty as hell. But I don't think he's being serious when he says
you gonna
that.
put your
That's
money-
the difference. I know that Nicki, Drake, Pusha are being dead ass fucking
You better
serious.
stand behind your sex right there.
I'm fucking right. I will. I'm fucking right. I will.
Let's move on to our second topic.
No.
'cause,
All right. Well,
well, come on, man. What else are we
no.
gonna really say about this album? It hasn't even come out yet.
I know it hasn't come out yet. Well, if Young Thug, I have to finish one, but if Young Thug is on it, it'll be better than Ye. There's my final thought. If Young Thug just shows up, better than Ye.
Even if he has like a Frank Ocean-esque feature.
Yeah, if he just shows up,
20 seconds.
If he just shows up and lets out a little Jeffrey, it's already better.
This album better have Young Thug on it. You're
I
damn
will
right.
fucking hope so.
Yeah. Let's move
Like,
on to
what the hell is that? Okay, what the hell is that?
How many times are we gonna
I have
see-
not been watching the video screen outside of you pointing to the text bubble thing.
No. But
I've been
this is
looking looking straight into your eyes.
This
the
is
whole
just a
fucking time.
hologram. It's just a hologram. That's all it is.
It's
all
kind of
it
cool,
is.
man.
It's pretty cool.
Kind of cool, Kanye.
I think this. I mean, he can't be serious if this is like if this is supposed to trick us into like. I don't know if this is supposed to be buying the album. Like, what are we supposed to do? If we buy it on Apple on iTunes, or do we get like this hologram image? I don't know what.
I'm not sure. I mean, nothing. Like, unless you told me I was going to be reimbursed, I wouldn't buy it without hearing it first, at least.
Is Sally Mae all of a sudden?
Yes.
You throw in calls.
No, it's just like I'm not going to go pre-order the album. Particularly,
We don't even have a track list. We might have a track list after the show is done.
and who knows? Who knows? Maybe
How many songs do you think it's gonna have? Maybe 8? You think we're going for 8?
Hopefully it's longer than 7. I mean, I appreciate it only having to spend 20 minutes to listen to those albums, but like.
I think 12 is a solid one.
12, like what's wrong with like a 12-song, like 45-minute album? Give me something like that, kind
I mean, I want an improved version of Ye. That's what I want. An improved version of Ye.
I just want something.
Something with better lyrics than Ye, better lyrics than Pablo, better lyrics than Yeezus.
I just want
That's all you have to give me, and I will love you.
All I
again.
want is a Kanye album that I like. It's been a bad year for that.
What the hell does that mean? Anybody can
I just want to enjoy. I just want to enjoy a Kanye West album again. That's all I want. I haven't enjoyed anything he's put out this year.
Yeah, but like.
Okay, with the exception, Daytona was. Even though I think it's overrated, Daytona's pretty good.
You didn't like Hit Seagulls, right?
It was okay.
Okay.
It wasn't awful.
All right.
Like Ye.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, I thought the Tiana Taylor album was fine, like I just said.
If
But
Kanye
Daytona's
comes through,
fine.
all right, let me ask you this: if he comes through with a solid album, can he take the rest of the decade off? In your eyes?
Well, I mean,
is he off the hook
there's
for
only one more
2020?
year, so sure.
Is he off? Is he off for 2019?
You can do whatever the hell he wants, man. I mean, that's fine.
I think he's fine.
I mean, there's only one more year left in the decade.
In
so it's
particular,
fine.
I think on the list of people that I think can have the rest of the decade off, you have Kendrick, and that's where the list ends.
All right,
Kendrick,
here's
and
the
that's
thing.
it.
Here's the thing, and I understand why you're posing this question.
Why?
No. So I understand why you're doing it.
okay.
Just be like, you've done enough. Like you can take a couple years off. But I mean, like the decade's over in like 14 months or 15 months.
That's a long time from now.
That's not that long.
Yes, it is. It's almost a year and a half. It's almost a year and a half.
That's not that long. I mean, like most artists will. I mean, hip hop's different, but like in other genres of music, like usually it's 2 to 3 years.
But
between
this is a
releases.
hip hop podcast. We're talking about hip hop
I know
artists that
that.
drop albums every 6 months.
Yeah,
so
which
in the next months, we could very well see another 3 Kanye albums.
We could see another fucking 8.
That's what I'm saying.
He could have another.
So I mean, the only thing I'm trying to say is, if YANDHI comes out, we can just say, Kanye, you put out a great album. You started off the decade with a great album, probably your best album in your entire career. You can end the album on a great album, and end the decade on a great album, and let's move on.
I mean, But doesn't he have that Chance record coming out? Doesn't?
I don't count that as a Kanye record.
He's involved with it, so I'd say it
Chance.
counts.
Yeah, it's a Chance and Kanye record. Watch the Throne. A lot of people call that a Kanye record, but I think it's just it's Kanye and Jay-Z. I don't.
No, I understand like not putting it like holding it like on a lower tier because it's not like not holding it to the same standard because it's not his solo album. But I mean, it's still an album he was involved with.
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
He's performing on.
Yeah, I know that.
So yeah, I think that counts towards his track record for the decade.
It definitely
for sure.
does,
At least for me, at least.
I don't count it as far as Kanye's solo records.
That's fair enough.
His solo catalog of records.
Okay. I get that.
Can we move on finally?
No. Okay, let's go.
What else do you have left? What else?
No, I got nothing.
Okay,
I got nothing else.
All right, so
please be good.
Let's move on to a story that you wanted to talk about. You can go ahead and introduce this one.
Yes, because it's just such a fucking bizarre story. Well, in case you've been asleep for the last
Which kind of slides us right into the month of October, am I right?
Oh yeah. There's a little preview of Halloween in late September. So our Post Malone has had a rough month or so. Post Malone, as you said, look at Austin. What a beautiful man.
What a fine young man.
Yeah, I got that right. So over the last month, Post Malone has had a close call with an airplane after the VMAs.
Yeah.
That was forced to make an emergency. The plane got a flat tire. He was forced to make an emergency landing out in Western Massachusetts, actually.
Oh, really?
It was, yeah, somewhere in I think Springfield.
Oh, okay.
So then about a week later, he got into a car accident.
Yep. It was the day that Mac Miller passed.
Yeah, so that was
September 7th.
September 7th, yeah. So 2 weeks ago, he got into a car accident. Then sometime, I think was it after the car accident?
I think it might have been before. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So his former house, a group of burglars went to his former house.
Oh no, this was after.
Tried to rob his former house and actually asked the people who lived there, "Where's Post Malone?" Which is phenomenal. Which is a phenomenal robbery strategy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, where's Post Malone? He doesn't live here anymore. Never mind. Have a good night.
Exactly.
we're going back to our Hyundai Sonata.
What are you expecting the answer to that question is going to be? Oh, he's right here.
I just love it's tremendous
that
they're burglars only motivated by robbing Post Malone. They don't want oh, you're not Post Malone. We're no longer interested.
Exactly.
Well, I think we're abandoning our life of crime.
Yeah, I think it just goes to show that like Post Malone has opened up a realm of evil spirits.
Exactly. So the good old the internet never fails. So of course people have now been floating the conspiracy that Post Malone is cursed because of he had a very bad month.
Right.
So supporting this, Zach Baggins of Ghost Adventures on the Travel Channel, host of Ghost Adventures on the Travel Channel, sent a video to TMZ of Post Malone hanging out. He has a haunted museum in Las Vegas, and Zach Baggins is touching the Dubak box, which is a legendary Hebrew. Dubak is Hebrew for spirit. So basically, it's supposed to contain this god-awful spirit.
Yep.
So Zach Baggins has the box in his possession. He touches the box, and then Post Malone touches his shoulder while he's touching the box. And then Post Malone freaks the fuck out about 30 seconds later. He claims he sees a shadowy figure over Zach Baggins' shoulder, and they run out of the fucking room.
Plot twist, it was just 21 Savage.
Exactly.
No.
21.
Look at him right there. He's so scared, man.
He is fucking horrified.
You know, I'm actually, as much of an amusing story as this is, I am actually genuinely concerned for Post Malone because I don't know if he's going to make it past the third incident.
Well, he already did.
Well,
technically speaking, the burglary was
the third travel-related incident.
The burglary is fine. I mean, like that was like they showed it to his former house and they didn't do anything. I mean, he arrived scot-free. Just the poor people who live in his house currently got terrorized.
I feel like this series of unfortunate events is going to have a bad ending, and I don't want to speak into existence. All I'm saying is Post Malone should probably lay low for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, realistically, like the plane situation was not nearly as scary as it seemed.
What are you talking about? It was an emergency landing.
Yeah, a tire pop.
That's not scary. Guarantee if that happens to you, you're going to shit your pants.
But the thing is that when you're flying around like in circles for an hour, and I would be initially if the plane's like descending all of a sudden, but you're flying around like burning off fuel and then to land. That's and it was like a soft landing. It was fine.
Well, where were they headed?
They were going to England, but like it happened pretty much immediately when they took off.
Wasn't supposed to happen.
Sure, but it's not like this completely horrifying scenario. When you're flying around now for an hour and a half, like burning off gas at like a low speed. You can't be that concerned.
What do you mean? They didn't know what was going to happen?
Yeah, well, once they figured it out, I'm saying like for 10 minutes he was probably horrified, but then once he figured out, like, yeah, we need to burn the fucking fuel off, everything was fine. A car crash is bad. I've never been in a car crash. I'm sure it's fucking scary as hell. He came out unscathed.
Oh my
So like
goodness.
all of a sudden, so now he's gonna get like he's gonna die.
I don't
now,
know.
if Post Malone dies, I'll feel fucking awful.
I was gonna say, yeah, you better relax right there, man, because we've been.
So do you think that the Dubak is now after him, or whatever the hell the name of the spirit is inside the Dubak box?
I don't think this has anything to do with like any like ghostly spirits or anything. The only thing I'm thinking is like just a series of like weird coincidences is all this is. That's all I can really chop it up to.
I mean, it's horrible luck. I mean,
yeah, it's just bad luck. I think is what I'm saying.
What I'm confused as hell about is that how can the spirit? So Zach Baggins was like, guys, like I think I got the answer to this. I'm the ghost man. I'll send this clip to the good people at TMZ. However, I'm confused how Zach Baggins is the one who touched the box. Are you saying like it got there through like electricity? So through electricity it got.
He's supposed to be the conduit, is what I'm getting from here.
So is Zach Baggins? So
the evil spirit channels through his body into Austin
via electricity. I'm not referring to actual electricity. I'm referring to the touching electricity, like the children's playground game electricity.
Oh yeah.
Just to clarify, in case, because I know I'm aware there's not electricity in the effing Dubak box. I just want to.
How do you know? Have you been to?
Fair enough. I saw the possession, and then there was no electricity coming out of the box. I did not actually see the possession.
Well, you know something? I don't think I have anything else to say about this story.
Motherfucker, I didn't even get to finish my fucking.
Sorry.
So I'm confused. I mean, we're talking about serious, but we're talking about demon transmission, motherfucker.
If you say so.
This is serious business.
I'm not that interested in the rest of this.
I'm just baffled at how this is like how people think that the demon went through Zach Baggins into him.
Oh, you mean
he touched his friggin' he barely touched his shoulder, and all of a sudden the demons are after him.
I don't know.
Oh, the demons are just hate Post Malone.
You know what they do? Just slap a
we want to kill the culture vulture. Ha!
Yeah, that's what it is.
Exactly. It's just all the people on the internet that fucking hate Post Malone. It's actually Base God summoned this because Base God got very mad at him when he said that rap's not about real shit anymore, and Base God tweeted at him and said like this guy's gonna he's a racist or whatever. So yeah, this is what happened. A Little Beast summoned a demon to haunt him.
I think they look pretty dope with a Supreme sticker on top of that. Like, what do you think?
That's funny as hell. That's fucking funny as hell.
We should just like do a merch sale where he just sells like Dubois boxes with like a Supreme sticker on it.
He should just sell. If he makes it out of this like alive. No, that's the thing that kills me. Is like Post Malone has I think Better Now has like gone up the charts since this.
Yeah, it's huge.
So he has another fucking hit single.
Yeah.
So I'm just very, very confused how the Post Malone is cursed. Like the guys had a couple of scary incidents. I mean, I'm not even counting the burglary as a friggin' scary incident because it didn't happen to him. I mean, it was horrible.
It was a bad situation, but it was adjacent.
It sucks that the people that bought his house are now being terrorized by burglars who apparently weren't interested in robbing them. That is so fucking insane.
You know what's weird is what if they knew that Post, because like that incident happened after the whole box thing, right?
They didn't update their star map. Is really the real problem with that.
What if they were just hunting him down because they wanted the box and they thought he had the box? We could potentially turn this into an action thriller. Post Malone starring Zach Baggins and Post Malone go on a journey to release
Personally,
the spirit.
I think we should put on our detective hats.
Okay.
I mean, we're already trying to find Little Pump's albums.
Oh, this is our next case?
Our next case is finding out what the burglars wanted from Post Malone.
I feel like that would take all of 15 minutes to figure out.
Well, we need to find the burglars first. We need to contact people who live in Post Malone's house. We need to track them down and figure out if it was Dubak related, why they wanted Post Malone, or they just hated him.
What if they say no? That's the end of the mystery.
Yeah, well, this will be a mystery. I'm saying we need to, because we can't. The Little Pump case has still not been solved. So I think we need to have an easier case to solve first.
Oh, this is gonna prove ourselves.
Exactly.
Okay.
Get used to the whole sleuthing game. I mean, we're amateurs. I mean, we need to break into the game nice and slow. And I think this is a nice, easy case for us to get into the game.
I'm just imagining us
the
with
hip hop detectives,
just like these hats on, these Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah,
hats.
no, I think we should get. What kind of dog should we get?
I say a Boston Terrier. It's a fine choice.
Fair enough. Yeah, we'll go. We just need to get like a few more people to get in the mystery machine.
Yeah.
Get a dog. Yeah. Maybe teach it how to talk.
Then we'll figure out.
And solve mystery. The dog needs to have a good nose for snuffing out crimes and solving mysteries. I shouldn't say snuffing out crimes, solving mysteries.
I guess so.
I mean, because the Scooby-Doo wasn't. There was usually some crime, but it wasn't always crime.
Yeah, it was mostly.
We're in the sleuthing game, not the crime-solving game.
We're just going away from our initial topic, but anyway.
No. This is very much on topic. This is about our fucking detective agency. This is about our future. Okay. This is about the cash flow. This is about the cash flow.
We have a post-podcast career after this, ladies and gentlemen. I think
says Post? Who says Post Malone? This podcast might evolve into a mystery, a hip hop mystery podcast. I mean, personally, I'd be very much about that.
I'd be down with that. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
let's do it. So yes, so Austin Post, pal. Hopefully you get out of this. I'm gonna feel so fucking bad if he actually dies.
Oh God.
Because I just poo-pooed that right away. I told you, I'm like, you are a silly goose there, Feliciano.
Yeah.
That would be really bad. So yeah, Post Malone, you're in my thoughts, pal, and hopefully you don't.
He's a good guy. I mean, he seems like the nicest guy.
This is what kills me about all the Post Malone hate. Is this guy? Yeah, I know he said a couple of stupid things. Mind you, he hasn't said anything super egregious. Like he said like hip hop doesn't talk. Like if you want to listen to real shit, don't listen to hip hop.
Right.
Okay, that's kind of dumb.
It's a very subjective opinion.
Yeah.
He's not like, you know, other white rappers have done worse.
He hasn't said, no, and I know he made some comment like how it's tough to be a white rapper. It's like, all right, Post, like that's kind of ridiculous also. But like he said a couple of like semi-questionable, but those aren't like egregious, hateful, horrible things. People make it sound like he said like all these like misogynistic, like homophobic or like whatever, like god-awful things.
Yeah.
He hasn't. Like the guy and his like he seems like a nice guy. His music, I think people just are very, very mad at his music because it's played a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of just happened. I mean, I think it's kind of just what happens when somebody blows up. And Post Malone's had like Christ, probably over the last 3 years he's had like 10 hits.
Yeah, it's not white rappers.
He's had like
either.
6, 7 hits.
It's all rappers that blow up.
It has nothing to do with his race or anything. It's just like I think people, because since he's huge, I think you just become susceptible to getting like completely fucking thumped on. And it just makes me laugh. People like just how mad people get about Post Malone. I know this is extremely hypocritical coming from someone who exploded onto this podcast.
I was just saying, do you see the irony right now?
Yes. No, I do. It's just I don't know. I think like some people got really amused by me exploding. I also take great amusement in watching people get really fucking mad over dumb shit like this.
Well, now you know how I felt last month. But anyway, we are on to the album review section of our podcast here.
Yes, we are.
The collective known as Brockhampton, who was blown up tremendously.
This is the first time we reviewed a Brockhampton album.
Yes.
So this is
history's
being
album
made.
of the year, or only album
Well,
of the year.
they put out 3 albums last year. We didn't review any.
We talked about them. We
mentioned it, but we didn't. I think it's just the way it lined up.
Saturation 3 was my album of the year. This is very much my most anticipated album of the year.
Ooh.
Out of any other hip-hop release. Yeah. I was looking forward to this the most, and it has been a long 9 months coming.
Yeah, that 9 months might as well be 5 years considering the clip, they were putting out.
Time.
No. I'm saying considering the clip that they were operating at last year. I mean, they put out 3 albums in 6 months.
Right.
Just under 6 months. So
yeah.
A 9-month gap is quite some time.
These guys signed to RCA this year, and they've also lost one group member, that in Amir Van.
Yeah, that was
a controversial story we covered. You can go and watch that episode to watch out what happened. And these guys, man, they came through. 9 months later, this is their first major label debut on RCA. And let's see how it goes. Do you want to start?
Let's see how it goes.
Let's see how it went.
Well, let's see how it goes. I mean, I don't know.
I enjoyed this album. I think it was a solid debut from these guys.
Well, it did. I don't know how
I will say though that I think it caught me by surprise for some reason, because I think
really,
yeah, because I think the ejection of Amir sort of left a gap. In terms of their sound, I think.
Now, see,
a lot of people like to pull off this whole thing of like, Amir wasn't really that integral to the group. And I hear that argument being brought up a lot.
I strongly disagree with that.
By a lot of forums and a lot of people online saying that Amir didn't really contrip, which I think is complete nonsense. I think Amir is one of the strongest on the entire thing. Which is why it hurts even more when you listen to this album and he's nowhere near. He's not on it at all.
I'd make the argument, and this is I think he absolutely deserved if he did what he did, was accused of, he absolutely deserved to be dismissed from the group. However, this is fundamentally, I think it's like regardless of how you feel about what he was accused of, the dude was, I think you can make the argument that he was the second most important member of the group in terms of how much he performed. I'm not talking about how you feel about that. I'm talking like in terms of how much he
airtime on the records.
Exactly. Yeah. He was number 2 behind Kevin, I'd say.
Right. And he opened up a lot of.
And he's
records.
on the fucking cover of Saturation 2 for fuck's sake.
Exactly. The man's on the cover.
And I can tell you, I saw
Saturation 3. I'm pretty sure that's him on the.
Is it? Okay.
I think it's him on the cover.
I'm not sure because of the blue face situation. It very well could be. But I mean, I can tell you when I saw them, because he got kicked out in May. I saw them in February, and I can tell you right now that he honestly might have been the most warmly received member of the entire group. When he started fucking performing, particularly on Junkie, people lost their fucking minds.
Right, and it's amazing how they can just turn or like do revisionist history on an entire group.
That's the thing.
Especially a group that has only been really popular for like 2 years.
Yeah.
2, 3
well, I mean,
years.
the thing that blows, well, that you find that when someone gets accused, when somebody they feel betrayed, and I understand that, but however, you can't like the flipping the switch of like all of a sudden when you find something out like horrible about somebody you admire or like their music or whatever, like their art. I've seen people like all of a sudden be like, well, I hate that all of a sudden. I'm like, it kind of feels disingenuous to me.
Absolutely.
And this is why I have to separate the art from the artist. This is something I fucking do. I think it's just I find it.
A lot of people can't do that.
No, I understand like feeling like turning it like no longer supporting them. However, I just think it's incredibly disingenuous to all of a sudden be like go back and be like, you know what, that person they actually sucked just because they're a shitty. I mean, shitty people are capable of making good art. And art
Absolutely.
that you enjoy.
Some of the most beloved artists have been awful people.
And I guarantee you, there's people that I like their art that I don't know. Something hasn't come out about them. They're horrible people too.
Right.
So that's why I take your character out of it when I evaluate your art.
But anyways,
back to the album.
Back to Iridescence. The first song, New Orleans, punches you square in the face with this amazing raucous instrumental.
Now, see, I have to before we get on to New Orleans. This will segue into it.
Oh, all right.
But. See, I actually strongly disagree with you in terms of the chemistry and shit because I actually was Wildfire and the
Truman.
Diana and Truman.
Diana, yeah.
The songs they put out, the singles they put out in July, I thought kind of suffered from that. I thought they were kind of like, I thought they were kind of there. I thought they were all like mediocre as fuck.
Really?
And I was very concerned about how they were going to bounce back. I mean, like losing a pillar of your group like that, it's going to take some time to work shit out and rearrange the dynamic and whatnot. Now, see, New Orleans, when that shit came on, I immediately said, okay, they worked it out. I mean, this song is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
I think it's the best. I think it's the best song on the album.
Really?
To be honest with you, yeah.
You like that song more than
easily?
Wow.
No, I think it's easily the best song on the album. I think. Well, the thing that impressed me the most about this album on the whole, besides the experimental nature of the production, was Don McLennan. I think. Stepped his shit up.
Didn't he step it
and
up?
I think that he.
My boy Dom came through, and I know I just said earlier, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I know I said earlier how Amir kind of left a void for all the members to fill. But when I tell you that Dom filled that, or at least tried his best to fill that void,
I think he did for the most part. I mean, like he came
lyricism, energy,
fucking hungry as hell,
personality. You know what I'm saying?
And then he kicks off the song, and good lord. Just attention grabbing out of the fucking gate.
He doesn't give you any time. I mean, there's a little like clip in the beginning which kind of I don't know if it sounds like it reminded me of Jerry Seinfeld for some reason. That first like 2 seconds, I don't know whose voice that is in the beginning.
It's Larry David.
But he just comes through like a fist to the face.
Oh, I know. He shot out of a fucking cannon on this song.
Right.
And I think that it does a really good job of establishing the tone of this album because it's a very aggressive album, which is not exactly a shocker considering what happened to them earlier this year. No, of course not all of it. I mean, they're very, but largely, if you were to boil it down
for a second,
no, that's fair enough. But like I'd say largely, it's an aggressive record.
Yeah,
it's very aggressive, experimental.
What did you think about the second song, Thug Life? Because I think
Thug Life is a
nice transition. I think from the first to the second.
I think it's a terrible transition.
What?
I think Thug Life is kind of just like throw vocal effects at a wall and hope for the best. It was very disjointed.
Well, that was the first song was disjointed. What are you talking about?
No, well, I'd say that was more experimental, not like disjointed, but like the transitions I thought were a lot smoother in that song. Thug Life's just kind of like here's like 5-second snippets of vocals and whoop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop.
I don't think so. I think the reason why I like Thug Life so much is because it sounds like an extension of the first song. Because if you listen to it, the beats are almost the same. There's a little bit softer when it gets into Thug Life because like you have those very lush piano keys come through in the beginning.
Yeah, I think it gets a lot softer personally.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It gets softer. But I'm saying it's essentially the same beat. If you really listen to it, between New Orleans and Thug Life, I didn't even realize that we were on to the second song when I first put it on. I was like, oh, okay, this is a new song.
I had that feeling with a later song, but not that one.
Okay. Well, which one did you have, or do you want to just keep going?
Well, we're gonna hit it pretty fucking quickly.
All right,
so.
Berlin. What do you think about Berlin? That brought me like old school Brockhampton.
Berlin,
right there.
see, Berlin. I thought was another
it's crazy how we're calling it old school. It is like their first
the old school album, man. Saturation came out June 2017, man. I remember 15 months ago. I was so young. But no, Berlin has another it's another like industrial type song when the energy's good.
That hook right there.
The hook's fucking nice.
He's like, I'll make the wristwatch flow. Like I was like, yo, this is good. Like I like the these hooks that are so they're the one thing that Brockhampton I always give them praise for is their hooks.
Fucking hooks, man.
They're so good.
They're like crack. They have crack.
I thought you were gonna
hooks.
crap on it for a second.
No. That's to me that's honestly I think that's one of their strengths besides how experimental their music is in general.
She's saying baby boy. It's like the thing is they're
some of the
very
best hook writers in
quotable,
the fucking genre.
You know, and I feel like at a concert they're gonna be here in a couple weeks. I think in a concert setting. It definitely comes through. I think you can definitely tell.
Yeah, I mean,
these guys know how to write great hooks.
They do. I mean, the show I went to was kind of. I mean, like I was a little bit disappointed with them live. To be honest with you, I mean, I think it was partially because of where I wasn't on the floor at the House of Blues in Boston, the fucking second level.
Oh man, you should have been. On the
mezzanine as well. The floor was literally sold out like out of the gate.
Yeah.
Mezzanine sucks there, so that's definitely part of it. They didn't blow me away.
Okay. We get to. You have anything else you want to say about Berlin? Or?
No, Berlin kind of reminded me of. What fucking Heat actually. Kind of reminded me of Heat with a more experimental beat on it. Yes, something about it. No, see Berlin and something about him about the transition that I was like I didn't realize the song had changed.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Between Berlin and something about him? Okay, that's fair.
But I thought it was like because there's a lot of like extended outros on this album, so I thought the outro was still going on. Then I was like, oh wait, the song's changed.
You know what's crazy is I think now that we're on the subject of transitions, can we talk about how between something about him, which is I think is just it's a very romantic song.
I guess you could say that.
I think so. I mean, it's coming from the perspective of Kevin, right? Yeah. He's talking about another boy or another man he's in love with.
Yeah.
Obviously, we haven't seen a lot of. It's a very unique. Love song, I think, record in terms of, homosexuality and hip hop hasn't always been treated with open arms.
No, I mean, there's not a lot of openly gay rappers. It's
right,
not really a thing.
And Kevin is actually using that, I think, as an advantage. He's kind of using that to stand out. A lot of people would argue that's the majority of his personality, is just being gay. I mean, which he is he's very guilty of that. But anyways, something about him, you have this very frilly synthesizers, I think. I mean, honestly, I got like a very Valentine's Day vibe from that record. I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, it was too fucking soft for me. Too fucking soft.
Very frilly, yeah.
I mean, I didn't like where it was put at. Berlin's pretty fucking hard, as is Adore. I mean, like, the sequencing, I'll say, is one of the problems, one of the issues I have with this record. Is that
really?
I think they should have fucking had New Orleans and Berlin go back to back and then have Thug Life and something about him.
So, where I was saying is, where the cash at and something about him should not have been put side by right next to each other.
No, they should have put where the cash at I enjoy because anytime Merlin Wood screams for most of the song, I'm all about it. Just give me Merlin Wood yelling.
The thing is he's so incoherent at some point that you have to either like it or hate it, right? In your case, it sounds like you love it.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't really have to make much sense. Honestly, this is probably the song that the robbers put on their radio, like rolling up to Post Malone's house. If you ask.
No, they listened to everybody who was kung fu fighting. I discovered that. That's the first piece of intel that I got.
Okay. For our mystery.
Yeah.
No, but where the cash at, and then Wait is also like it starts off very slow. So I'm like, why did you put Where the Cash At in between these two records?
And it's weird because later in the album it ends on 3 slower songs with San Marcos, Tanya, and Fabric.
Yeah.
But the first half was kind of like, well, we're gonna it didn't really, the momentum wasn't really there.
I understand.
It was kind of
agree.
Like if they had put New Orleans, Berlin, like District and Where the Cash At together, it would have been fine. And if they had transitioned, then put something about like Thug Life, something about him,
maybe Tape.
But basically the second half of the album makes a lot more sense from a sequencing standpoint. But the first half from New Orleans through District is kind of like, eh.
And you're right. I agree.
No, basically, if they had
the thing is, you have the second half. You also have Jouvert, Honey, and Tape. Jouvert,
Vivid.
Honey, and Vivid.
Yeah, no, those are all like abrasive songs.
Very
so what they could have done, they could have went hard, soft. It literally just kept the fucking literally kept the second half from
like
Loophole.
Nice little chapters.
No, from Loophole on, they could have kept the same. I just wish they sequenced the first album differently. At first portion of the album differently because it would have made more sense.
What was your favorite hook on this entire album? Favorite hook?
That's a good question.
There's a lot of good ones.
There was a lot of good ones.
I like District. You like District?
District is great.
I like
District's
that.
one of the best songs of the album. That fucking
funky little like
the hook's great, but what killed me was I like there's a lot of great beat switches on this record.
Yeah,
but they put
that.
like a fucking blues guitar with like electronic effects on it at the end of it. That was fucking what did Romeo produce that song? Or did Q3 do it?
I think it might have been Romeo.
Because I did not look at the production credits because I suck. That's the one thing I did not do. I came prepared elsewhere, but I did not look at the production credits because I was like, oh, Brockhampton, they only have like they keep it in house, so it's fine. I'll just praise all of them together.
No, but yeah, no, I like
Horrible
that. They definitely experimented with a lot of different like
and there's
vocals, a lot of beat switches, a lot of background noises.
Songs, yeah, because there was a few songs. They're doing fucking workouts at my house, so a few of the songs I had to like the last like 5 songs I had to.
Yeah, it was real.
I had to re-listen to this morning, and like Honey and Vivid have really good fucking beat switches as well on them.
The thing about Vivid is I like the second beat more than the first beat.
Oh, me too, for sure.
You know, I don't know why they didn't just have the second beat be the entire instrumental, but you know that's a nitpick.
They want to catch you off guard.
I guess, but it's like they just felt weak. It started off very weak, and I think that's why it was almost kind of forgettable in the beginning. Same thing.
No,
with
it's
Honey.
fair enough. Yeah, no. Honey and Vivid I don't think are among the better songs on the album.
I do like the lyrics though. I mean, they shout out to 50 Cent on Honey, which I like. I like the title of Honey because it connotes the whole thing about like the sweet life of being famous and rich and whatever. That was pretty clever, I think, of them.
What fucking song has the sample from Bump in it?
Oh, from the other Brockhampton record?
Yeah. Sampling yourself is such a power move.
I don't know which song it is, but I know which one you're talking about. I think it might be.
I think it's. I know it's on the latter half of the album.
It might be Vivid. It might be Vivid.
Yeah, it's just because I didn't notice it until the second time listening to it. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
I'm like, is this Bump? Now, of course, I can't fucking place what song it is because I think I was just I think I like blacked out for a second once I fucking heard that they were sampling themselves.
It was more of an interpolation.
Sure, but even having like a small like snippet and like repeating lyrics that you've done in the past.
It was Honey. It was actually Honey.
Okay, yeah,
it was Honey.
It's trippy as hell.
Because that's the one that also samples the Beyonce song.
Yeah.
So that was cool. What do you think about Juvert? Because at first I didn't really care.
Juvert is the song that people have been really like losing their minds over on the infallible internet.
I don't really understand it though.
I enjoy it but I do say it's probably like my 4th or 5th favorite song on the album.
Yeah, maybe it's because I saw it they released it on Thursday with the music video, and I like the whole thermal camera thing.
The Predator shot this video actually.
Yeah, isn't that kind of weird that coincidentally,
they came out around the same time.
Yeah,
yep. They were very inspired.
The hook was cool, but it's just I don't know what it is about that beat. It just doesn't grab me.
No, so I think the beat's pretty good. The only thing is I think the energy until Jabba comes in is doesn't really match the beat. Like the beat is this like pounding insane fucking thing, and the energy is kind of like they're all very like timid until then Jabba starts screaming, and I'm like, all right.
Well, the thing is, even like the hook is kind of like this very bouncy, like white cuffs, wood grain, like it's very like they're almost kind of flossing on you. It doesn't seem like they're. But then Joba comes in with it sounded like 6ix9ine, which I thought was amazing.
I wouldn't say he sounds like 6ix9ine.
He sounds like a mixture between Mystical and 6ix9ine on that record.
No, I mean he sounds like Jabba.
Really?
He doesn't sound like fucking 6ix9ine. No, 6ix9ine sounds like he has throat cancer at 22. Jabba doesn't have that problem.
Whatever, but anyway, when I just throwing shots at 6ix9ine, are you just gonna?
Well, no, I'm just saying he has that like he sounds like he's like about a fucking 5 minutes away from getting one of those fucking electronic voice things. Like I have a hole in my neck. I have to shower with my fucking finger in my neck.
Yeah,
No, you know what I'm saying? Like the little voice box. Like I smoke 7 packs a day.
I know what you mean. I don't see that. The first person that I thought of was 6ix9ine on that record. But anyway, my one gripe with this record. You want to guess what it is?
It's too experimental.
No.
It's too industrial. Because I had that thought. I was like, because I
thought it would be too industrial for me.
No, because you have that. You're not huge on the like.
I'm not. You're right.
And there's a lot of like pounding bass.
It is
frantic synths on this record.
You're right. Yeah, but that's not it though.
Okay,
There's not enough motherfucking Bearface. Where is Bearface?
Well, you get a heavy dose of Bearface on the end of the album.
At the end of the album, yeah, but I mean, he deserved like 2 songs to himself, even if they're a minute long.
I mean, that's
my man carried the Saturation trilogy with the
Bareface.
As far as singing,
sure,
the singing and the vocals.
Yeah, he's a better. I mean, like,
why was not?
I think Kevin.
That's the one thing I want.
I think Kevin has a better voice than him. But
whoa.
Yeah, I do.
Nah, I'm sorry. You're wrong. You're wrong.
No,
if that were the case, then Kevin would have been the one to end the album. And I think Kevin knows that Bareface has a better singing voice, and that's why they let him end the album.
I guess Bearface has a more distinct voice when you know when Bareface
is so good, bro.
Bareface is. I mean, I have no problem with Bareface. I mean, I don't like Matt Champion singing, but that's.
I don't really care for Matt Champion singing. He's a better rapper than singer. But anyway, I think the way that they wove in the whole choir with Bearface
fuck you.
voice.
Oh God, no,
so good.
No, I'm so anti-choir.
I loved it.
No,
I know
San
you don't like
Marcos.
choirs.
No,
but
San Marcos, and I've recently discovered this about myself. This is
leave
not
the London Community Choir alone.
I don't, dude. It's just corny as hell, and
Why
it goes
is it
on for way
corny?
too long.
It does not go on
I
for
think
way
the song.
too long.
I think San Marcos is very good up until that point, but it's just like 2 minutes of choir. Like, just knock it off.
It was not 2 minutes of choir.
It's legitimately like a minute and 45 seconds of choir.
I didn't
go
feel
time that shit.
way.
Time that shit out.
No.
I'm serious. You go back. It's like I'm not kidding. It's just under 2 minutes of choir. It's too fucking long.
Personally, I think it serves as a nice closer to that record because it's a very soft record. But what else would you
one thing
rather?
that's odd is that
what would
San
you have
Marcos
rather
isn't
done?
the last. No. See, honestly, I think San Marcos is the third to last song. I think San Marcos would have worked better, I guess, if it ended on a choir, but then it just goes into Tanya.
I love it. And the thing is, Tanya is also really good, too.
Tanya's good. I didn't like it when they performed it on Saturday Night Live, but I was sorry,
cool.
The Tonight Show.
On The Tonight Show, yeah.
But, no, I liked it a lot. No, I actually, your pal Bareface, I thought was very
Oh,
good. Very good on that song.
Bareface, man.
Very
I might have
good
a
on that
little
song.
man crush on Bareface.
And that's
Who
a
knows,
nice,
man?
it's a nice reflection on Fame song.
Yeah. And
About
also,
all
I
the
think it
sacrifices
was a
they
very
made.
classy way to address the whole departure of Amir.
For sure. And I thought it was, that's the thing about Brockhampton is they pretty much everything they do seems genuine.
For young kids, too?
Yeah,
'Cause,
no,
I mean, you
that's
see a lot
the
of
thing.
older people-
These guys are like fucking 20, 21 years old,
Right,
22
like
years
you would
old.
expect them to be coming at Amir's neck over this stuff, but they're legitimately hurt by it.
No,
It
well, I
sounds
think that was kind of evident when they were all crying on the stage at Boston Calling, which I still don't know why the hell they performed at that show. I mean, that was like traumatic. I don't know, like you go through. No, I'm serious for them. Like I'm like you're going through. You felt like you're betrayed by someone you thought you knew.
Well, they were. I think what it was is they probably felt obligated. They felt like an obligation to go out there and show themselves. You know.
And I guess
the show has to go on.
They performed the night before, I guess, with Amir. So that shit was literally happened like that day, within the last like 24 hours.
Right.
So, but I mean,
Fabric. What do you think about Fabric?
Fabric, I thought was actually very good. I thought,
okay. So when the choir sings on San Marcos, you have a problem with it, but on Fabric, it's totally fine.
Yeah, because Fabric.
They ended the album.
No, because Fabric had that fucking shift, like it was so mellow for the first like two. No, exactly. That it explodes. No, because I wasn't expecting that.
That was dope.
No, because I wasn't expecting that at all. That was and this album. There's a lot of there's a lot of cool little like.
There's cool little moments.
No, there's cool little like explosions and fucking manic shit, but like that I wasn't expecting. That song, the first 2 minutes of the song is so fucking mellow, particularly the beginning parts with Kevin and Dom are so fucking mellow.
Yeah.
And then it just goes bonkers at the end.
They have the best chemistry, I think, out of anyone in the group. Kevin and Dom, I think.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's between Kevin and Dom and Joba and Matt.
I think they have a generally just a really, really, really good chemistry in general.
Well, obviously, but I'm saying like as far as like duos, like whenever they have a song where the beginning is like Joba and Matt Champion, I enjoy it, and whenever it's Kevin and Dom, I think when there's a song on here where they trade verses.
Yeah,
I forget what song it is. I'm sorry, we're really bad at that. But anyway, Kevin and Dom kind of like trade verses. I forget what it is.
Is that Wait?
Sure, whatever. Can we talk about Wait for a second?
Wait's one of the more emotional songs on the album.
Oh my goodness. It's almost like a sequel to Rental, I feel like. That's how I felt. Because you have them, they even talk about, they even bring back the whole thing about we're all born with $1 on our head or whatever. What is it? I forget the line, but like
lyrics.
Well,
not my strong suit.
The hook to Rental is riding on the roof with a $sign attached to my head. And on this one, I think Joba says something along the lines of, "We're all born with $1 to our temple," or something like that. Which I thought was cool because you have all three of these members. Kevin, they're all talking about how they deal with certain things in their personal lives and the weight of it and how it's just crushing them.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Kevin obviously addresses.
The whole thing with
his sexuality.
His sexuality, like always, which kind of, for some reason, I don't know why it reminded me of early Kanye when the way he was rapping. I got that vibe from him.
I can get that. I can understand that.
Yeah, the whole thing, and then you also have Dom who comes through with his opinions and his relationship with his mom.
Yeah.
And then Joba comes out of nowhere with pressure makes me lash out, and I was like, that was dope. The little like scratching right there.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
That was cool. And then he goes into his whole thing with drugs and all that stuff, which is insane. Like, I mean, for those kids to be all that heavy into drugs at that age, and this is like their first. Well, I know you're gonna say. Young kids do drugs. We all know that.
Yeah.
But this is like their first major. Like, I want them to do well so badly that it almost hurts when you hear them talking about that.
Yeah, no, of course. But I mean, like, I think these guys, they seem like they have fucking good heads on their shoulders. To be honest with you, I mean, the fucking work ethic's there. I mean, they freaking pumped out. They've fucking done. this tour they're doing next month.
It's probably their third.
This is the third time they played in Massachusetts this year.
And I'm not missing it.
They toured non-fucking stop.
I'm going to see them in Boston.
No, for sure. You should absolutely go.
Yeah, but what else can we really say?
I'll say I have a very small nitpicky thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that I think Merlin Wood should stay off of. Merlin Wood should only be used in yelling situations.
Really?
I didn't think Tanya. I thought he did not fit at all in that song. I don't know why the hell he performed on it.
Well, because I think he has something to say.
Sure, but the only thing is like he's just Merlin is like the adrenaline shot to that group.
If you say so, but it kind of reduces him to
'cause-
one dimension, I think, if you only keep him
Fair
for yelling
enough,
stuff.
but you have like 45 different guys in the group.
There's 6 of them.
There's 45.
And each of them bring their own flavor.
Exactly, which Merlin and a lot of them, pretty much every other group has, a member of the group has versatility. Merlin really only thrives. He's like the hype man.
Sometimes he gets a little annoying, I'll say.
No, that's understandable. I mean, his voice is very.
It's cool to see him
It's
calm
very
down
high
and be a
pitched
normal
and shit.
person.
No, but if you look at like if you were to look at like the standout moments, at least for me, like the standout moments of Merlin Wood all involve him losing his fucking mind.
yeah.
And it's just
You're right.
I just don't. I'm not saying like
Stupid on Brockhampton on
He
Saturation
tries.
3. And you also have him on Gold.
Boogie.
He just crashes
Chris,
the entire
he shows
record.
up on Gummy for 5 seconds and it's fucking hype as fuck.
Yeah, that was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Sweet, he steals Sweet.
Oh, he does. Well, everyone steals Sweet on that song. Sorry.
Sweet. I think
Joba is, I think, is a real...
one of my friends is a huge fucking fan of them.
Oh, really? We have to meet.
Sweet, he is like
Shout out to
Sweet
you.
is like Sweet. Yeah, my buddy Steve. He's a big fan of Sweet.
Why wasn't he on the show?
Because he has a normal 9-to-5 job. That's why.
Fair enough.
That's why.
I think Joba had the best verse on that one, but we can talk about that.
But
That's
Sweet, like that's like his favorite song. And he like Merlin Wood is like fucking. He like steals that song for him.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Trying to see if Beyonce would take me for adoption.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I just don't think he tries. I'm not gonna say like he doesn't sound like it just doesn't really work
Fair
for
enough.
him. Like I'm not gonna say like his heart's in it and the sentiments there. It's just I don't like mellow Merlin.
That's
Wood.
fair. I personally got it, and I think it was cool for him to like work outside of his comfort zone.
No, exactly,
if you
and it's a song. Particularly, that's the song we would dress the shit with a mirror, and obviously everybody's got something to fucking say about it. It's just that I
think it would have been weird to keep him off of it personally.
Exactly, and that's why I'm not dumping on him too much because like
what do you want him to be like? I miss you so much.
Exactly.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
What are we thinking for grades?
I'm gonna give it. I don't think it's quite as cohesive or has as many highlights as Saturation 2 and 3.
Oh, man.
I do think it's a lot.
They set such a high bar.
No, exactly. No, I'm not gonna punish them for that. I think it's better.
neither.
I think it's better than the first one. I think it's experimental. It's generally good and interesting. So I'm gonna give it a B. Although there is a lot of room to grow with it. I mean, I've listened to it roughly 3 times.
Okay.
And I can absolutely see the grade going up.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a B2. I agree with you.
Here, look at that.
I think it sucks because, in a way, I don't think it was really hard for them to top Saturation 3.
Yeah,
Saturation 3 was so strong.
It was.
From Boogie to Teen.
I think that's their best effort too. But I
thing.
mean, again, like expecting them to put it out, live up to that standard every fucking time is just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
But
I wasn't disappointed with this album at all. Actually, I thought that it came together pretty nicely. I mean, my expectations had been lowered because of the singles. I wasn't high on the singles, and I knew that there was potential for growing pains without a pivotal member with a pivotal member leaving the group. So
all right,
it came out well. I mean, these guys. I mean, they continue to be some of the more creative, interesting rappers in the game right now. So, I look forward to seeing what they put out next.
Me too. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud. Let us know what you thought of Iridescence. If you even listen to Brockhampton, if you don't, that's fine. Check them out. Would you say there's a good album for them to maybe check out?
Maybe,
Sure.
man. I'm not going to try to speak for anybody else besides my goddamn self. But
Facebook.com/asweproceed podcast. You know all the links.
Hope you enjoyed the Olive Branch episode that we had right here.
We'll see you next time.